Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the leading TCG metagame deck lists. So today we have another Pendulum Magician deck list. This is from Luke Bennett, who got 4th place at the regional over this weekend, and this is the spicy Ariadne build, so I'm excited. Let's get into this. We have 3 Harmonizing Magician, 3 Purple Poison Magician, 3 Wisdom Eye, 3 Chronograph, 3 Astrograph, double Oath Dragon, 1 Time Gazer, 1 Stargazer, triple Dark Worm, 1 Gate Zero, double Luster Pendulum, 3 Ariadne, of course, triple Duelist Alliance, double Wavering Eyes, 2 Dragon Shrine, 1 Star Pendulum Graph, triple Strike, 1 Judgment, and 1 Warning. For the extra, it's pretty standard. We have the 1 Vortex, the 1 Supreme Venom, Ignista, Omega, Supreme Clearwing, 1 Naruto, 1 Baguska, 1 Trapeze, 1 Time Star, 1 Dweller, which is really good for dealing with, there's so much like grave manipulation stuff that's available at the moment, so this is really important. 1 Tornado, double Electromite, 1 Decode, and 1 Sayuja Skulldread. For the side, double Side Blocker, triple Denko, triple Veiler, triple Ash Blossom, 1 Wavering Eyes, and triple Evenly, so siding very heavily to go second with a main deck for first. So let's hear from Luke and see what he said. So his matchups were round 1, he beat Crawlers 2-0, round 2 Counter Fairy Stun, he beat 2-1, round 3 Pendulum Mirror, he beat 2-0, round 4 Invoked, he beat 2-1, round 5 Trickstar, he beat 2-1, round 6 Spiral, he lost 1-2, and round 7 Lightsworn Dino, he beat 2-1. And he says, I played Pendulum Magician because despite the ban list, it is still really consistent. I played the Ariadne build because I wanted to have a very powerful game 1 when I win the dice roll. And even if I get hand trapped, ending with a negate guy plus 2 Solemns is very strong. Then I side heavily for when I go second. I'm going to continue toying around with Ariadne, depending on how the format develops. Then it will either be cut or played. I'm very happy with the way that the deck performed, and it's still very powerful going into the next few months. Things I'd consider changing would be swapping Skulldread out for a Boarload, but apart from that, he was pretty happy with it. I wanted to check whether or not, maybe the traps and the Ariadnes were getting in the way a bit, but he said that it was very consistently he was ending on boards of like Decode, Vortex, and Naruto or Tornado, so it didn't seem to be a big problem for them. And also you could often just end on Vortex with traps, so 1 or 2 traps, which would easily be enough to win the game in those situations, so that's a really cool concept as well. So, comments from me, there's only one thing I'd say about the main deck really, which is one of these Dragon Shrines should probably be a Foolish Burial, because they are hard once per turns. So if one of them gets ashed, you want to be able to at least, and if you draw 2, then you want that very minor, unlikely situation to at least pan out slightly better for you, but that's the only other thing. I think the list is, as far as the Pendulum Magicians themselves go, is very standard in the core set. We haven't seen much of Luster Pendulum out recently, but with Electromite you can get this out the scale, so that's a really good thing as well. Plus being able to combo off with Ariadne is so good. We've got Wavering in the main, which isn't that common, but then considering that you are playing the Ariadne build and you want to free up your scales, that just makes it a little bit more powerful, so it's probably definitely worth playing within this build. And then of course, the Solemn Brigade, being able to play Judgment is absolutely fantastic. For the side deck, we've seen Side Blocker before. There's no Ra in here, but we do have the triple Denko Sekka, which outs a lot of trap-heavy decks, so that can be really useful if you go up against Paleo or something like that. Then you've got the, basically, no hand traps within the mains, you've got all of them in the side, because you're trying really hard to get turn 1 and just set up a board that is basically unstoppable. So you just put the hand traps in for when you're going second, basically. And the Wavering, of course, is for the same sort of thing, and evenly, you would only really bring this in for going second. The extra deck, as I said before, very standard. It's nice to have the Dweller. We've seen a couple of people not playing it. I think it's probably very relevant for the current meta. And then the usual choices that we see are these two. So some people just vary up what they go with, and I definitely agree that having this be a boardload instead is a little bit better, because Skulldread is kind of one of these cards that tries to unbrick bad hands, but in order to make Skulldread anyway, you have to have at least half a decent hand. and then you just put it all the way into one big beat stick that's not really doing a lot. So I think having the ball load, being able to out different things is definitely worth trying. So it's been really cool to take a look at this list. Thanks for sending it in, Luke. If you got any comments or suggestions that you would like to make, leave them in the comments section down below. If you want to get involved in the Top Deck series, then check out the description. You'll find all the details that you need to give over to me, and I will be very happy to put your deck list online and share it with the world. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.